Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of NC-17. My name is Josh, and today we have with us not only just an actress, but as I just now noticed about five, maybe 10 minutes ago, also you sing in one of the movies you've been in. Actress and singer, we got Kendall Little. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. Uh, so before we kind of get into the entertainment part of your life, kind of take us back when you were younger, like 10, 11 years old, and what really was a driving force to kind of put you on the trajectory to where you are today?
So I will say one of my earliest memories is me. This is more towards the singing part, but my dad would play the guitar a lot and he would play like beats on the floor. And me as like a little girl, I'd be dancing and I'd be singing and making up songs. So the music was always a really big part of my life on that front. Um, no, I'm sure my parents have plenty of stories. There's pictures of me with this little foam microphone, just going away in the living room. I've also just always been really into movies, watching them when I was younger, a lot of Disney films. But yeah, it was just a lot of that in like my early days before I actually got into it myself.
Uh, uh, so would you say that as a child, since your dad played the music and everything like that, and then when Disney is really heavy with the music, so would you
Mhm.
say that was kind of like a focal point that would attract you to movies? Was the music, or was it just everything in general?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Because I mean, the first acting or theater I ever got into was musical theater. So music and acting has always gone in tandem for me. But yeah, movie musicals, Mamma Mia, Disney films, all of that was always my forte.
Oh yeah. So let's fast forward a little, and when you were finally starting to kind of try to get yourself out there in the limelight of, you know, whether it be singing for your movies or being in your movies, was you nervous or was you just, like ready to take on the world?
So I definitely do have stage fright. So I definitely was nervous. I mean, the first acting thing I ever did, like on stage in front of a crowd of people, I was in the ensemble in Beauty and the Beast. Like I think it was my freshman year of high school or something like that. And when you're an ensemble, obviously you're in the background, nobody's paying attention to you. But I just remember backstage like having the jitters, and so yeah, I've definitely always been more on like the stage fright kind of side, but it's just something you got to get over.
Oh yeah. So as you got over that and you started booking, projects and stuff like that, being on your first set, whether it be commercial, short film, film, feature film, anything, what was your first initial thought on the very first set you ever stepped foot on?
The very first set I ever stepped foot on, I was doing uh like background work or speaking role.
Uh, both.
Both? Okay. So background work, the first one I ever did, it was this Vietnamese American film called Chopin. They shot it in Louisville, Kentucky. And I was doing background work on it. The crew was so kind. They were so nice, even to the, extra, because when you're extra, obviously you're not in the limelight, but they were so kind to all of us. It was a really amazing experience on that set. And then as far as speaking role goes, I first speaking role was a commercial for me. It was for Home Watch Caregivers. I shot it in Chicago. Again, extremely kind crew. Um, yeah, it was really awesome, honestly. Um, yeah, everyone was just super fun, super laid back. So that's been my experience so far. Very grateful for that.
Yeah. So starting off in commercials and kind of, taking your strides as you go, uh, what's it like when you're trying to traverse project to project? Because I know sometimes people might want you for Saturday at 10 a.m., then you might get something at Saturday at 5 p.m.
I always try to make it work. I am hungry to be on set, so if I book something, obviously if someone tells me to book the full day, then whatever project I book first, I have to say yes to that and unfortunately no to the other one. But if I can make it work, I'll make it work. I love being on set and being in that environment for sure.
Oh, yeah. And being an actress at a young age, do you find that sometimes the world tries to kind of like steer you in a certain direction, kind of pigeonhole you into one genre, or do you got free range?
No, I absolutely cast typing is a real thing. I actually just recently dyed my hair a completely different color and changed the way I look a little bit, because I was a little tired of the certain auditions I was getting, and they were like pigeonholing me a little bit as like the dumb blonde. I got those auditions a lot, and I just wasn't really feeling it anymore. We watched Alien Romulus. Have you seen that film? Did you
Oh
watch it when it
yeah,
came out? Okay, yeah. The girl that was in it, I forget her name right now. She also played Priscilla in that Priscilla movie with Elvis.
I know
You
who
know?
you're talking about. It slips me too.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. But like those are the kind of roles that I want to get more into, like more gritty. So that's why I kind of chopped my hair off, dyed it darker. So that's kind of the direction I want to go in personally.
Oh yeah. Uh, so you want to get into the every genre because I mean that kind of puts you where you're unlimited for anything, you know. And the thing is again when they try to do it, and trust me, this is what Hollywood does and what the independent does not do. Hollywood will say, "You're Sandra Bullock, you're in everything," but
Yeah.
you're only one character in every movie you're ever in. And to me, being on the indie scene and just kind of local to what you do is more of an outlet for you guys because you have creative control. Like you said, you could dye your hair, cut it, and stuff, and you can literally reinvent yourself on a day to day basis, month to month basis. I mean, that's ultimately what you want.
Mhm.
You know, to get in those gritty roles, though. I mean, a lot of people, especially like family members, they'll be like, "Well, we only see you as this sweet little innocent thing." What would you have to do personally to be able to get into those grittier roles, a horror movie or a crime drama?
Ooh, that's such a good question. What would I have to do to get into those roles? Um, Probably, I mean, I always say, expanding the skill section on your acting resume is huge. So, if you want to, go for horseback riding roles, that's really big in this area because we have a lot of horses, a lot of cornfields. If you want, like the cop shows, like you were talking about, maybe some firearm training, so you can properly handle that on set. So, really building that skill section, I think, is really important when you're trying to navigate the scene, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Is there a specific genre you have not worked yet that you 100% want to say I want to do it so I can, like a bucket list thing? Is there one genre?
So I've done what I would call thriller, but something I would want to do eventually is just like all in horror, like gory, kind of Terrifier-esque, if you will. Just like all in gore horror would is definitely a bucket list item for me because I love that genre. I love watching it, so I would love to be in it.
Yeah. Uh, okay, well, question. What's your favorite horror movie?
Ooh, mm, that's so hard. That's the worst question you've asked me. Oh no. Um, It changes. It changes so much. Because I just said it, I did go see Terrifier 3 in theaters. The first one will always have my heart for sure. So for right now, I'm gonna say that because I'm obsessed with that trilogy right now. And I heard they're making another one, and I'm so excited for that.
Yeah. It's so when you say gory and then you like kind of solidify that your favorite thing is Terrifier, you kind of give the vibe right now that you want to be elbows deep in just whatever you can. And trust me, sometimes that's the best way to go about it. And just a lot of people, I mean, I've talked to since February 15th, I think you're like 122 or 23 episodes that I've talked to a different person. And the thing is everyone has a different answer. But one common denominator is everybody wants to be in the gory and the horror movies, which that's phenomenal. Uh, a certain director you have not worked with that you would like to work with, is there any out there that you would like to work with?
Ooh, are we talking like A-list, like dream role kind of things?
The world's your oyster, whichever one you want to say.
Um, I mean, obviously Christopher Nolan makes fantastic films. So anything he makes would be phenomenal, but that's insane.
Well, I mean, it's not too insane because you hear these stories. People are just like, "Hey, this director just plucked me out of 1,000 people, and now I'm in Batman Begins."
I wish.
Uh, so when you were getting into the industry, what was your family's first reaction?
I would say that my mom was a little, um, she was supportive for sure. She was very supportive of, me singing and acting. She'd always like to watch me run around the house and do that, but like actually, going out and being with adults and, her not being around, I could tell that made her a little nervous. But she eventually came around, when I was about 15, probably. I did like summer camps and then I started doing, theater and all that. And my dad's always been incredibly supportive, still on the nervous side a little bit, but they're incredibly supportive. They're amazing.
Oh yeah. So kind of walk us through, especially the people who haven't looked you up and stuff like that. Walk us through the projects you have worked in and kind of what ones kind of stand out to you, and also what the future holds for you without spoiling anything because we don't want you to get in trouble.
Of course. Um, I mean, the most recent one I did was a feature film, thriller called Choke. I shot it, I'm based in Ohio, so we shot it here. But yeah, it was amazing. The cast was amazing. It's basically about this 911 dispatcher, and she's getting calls beyond the grave. And she's like trying to figure it out. I don't want to give it too much away because it's not on streaming yet.
All right.
But it was phenomenal. I mean, the cast, the crew, everyone was again so kind. I've had such a good luck with that. But that's the most recent thing I've done. As far as what the future holds for me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm in my last year of college right now, and so I've kind of taken a little bit of a step back. I also just very drastically changed my look, so I need to get new headshots. Um, but I have been helping my boyfriend. He's working on an album right now called Memories, and I've been, his little backseat driver saying, I like this, here's this, maybe turn this down a little bit. But I've had a little dipping my toes in that, and that's been really fun as well.
Oh, so not only an actress but a producer, music producer now too. That's awesome.
I wouldn't go as far to say producer. He's definitely done all of that. He's incredibly talented, but I'm very opinionated. I'm good with my opinions.
Oh yeah. Uh, so if people wanted to cast you in the perfect role, what is your perfect role?
This is gonna sound terrible, but I'm very good at playing evil people. So very maybe dark, demented. I also have always been kind of cast up as like the older, more mature sibling kind of role. So those are definitely my two pinpoints, if you will, my top two. I don't know the word for it.
I'm definitely gonna have to let you in on a secret later on. Unless you've been following my social media on Facebook, then you already kind of know. But I don't want to put it out there just yet. uh, so being that you say you play like a better evil sibling, is there is there a reason why you see that as your perfect role?
I've just always been better at drama than comedy. I feel more comfortable in it for some reason. I'm not a bad person, I promise, but I just feel much more comfortable playing a bad person than I do like a goody two shoes or like comedic relief. I'm just much more on the darker side in that sense, I guess.
I mean, you know what you like and you know what you want to do, and that's awesome because there's a lot of people who are in this industry that's like, I want to do this, and then tomorrow they're like, I want to be in a rom-com, and but
Mhm.
as long as you have that mindset that this is what you want to do, I think the world is definitely going to be your oyster, like I said. So yeah,
Thank you.
it's it, it's it's refreshing to know that there's talent out there that want to do this for. I mean, we all want to get paid, but they want to do this because it's their passion.
Of course.
And I want to say that from just things I've noticed and kind of like looking up your resume from what I can find. I mean, you got a very long, like you're going to be in this for a while. You know.
I hope so. I'm working on it.
Uh, so what advice would you give somebody trying to get into the industry in any way, shape, or form?
Take classes, network, meet people. I know I just, said that I'm not really huge on comedic relief, but one of my favorite classes I've ever taken is improv classes. Take improv classes. They're so much fun and you will learn so much from the people around you and the teachers and everything. But also just like go out and do it. You don't need $600 headshots. You don't need to pay somebody $300 to make you a demo reel. Like just do it. Like there's Facebook film groups that you could just email people. Like, obviously be careful, do your research. Don't blame me. But but you just got to do it. Not make excuses for it. And just get out there. That's what I would say.
Oh yeah. You spoke earlier about your boyfriend and being in the music industry and stuff, and I think he kind of had a hand in you singing in Choke, which don't want to talk too much about, like you said, so we're not going to ruin it. So sometimes, obviously, you know his music almost probably better than he does. So
Yeah.
sometimes, does he say, "Hey, you want to in on this track," or how's that work?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so he has a music studio in the house, right? It's actually right across from me. But unfortunately it's a little small and there's not enough room. I have to sing on my knees basically when we record. So we're in the process of making another little studio upstairs for me. And we have been talking about, doing an EP where he does 3 songs and I do 3 songs and maybe we do a duet. Um, and there's been times in this where he's like, "Do you want to do vocals on this?" And I'll be like, "Maybe if you can like come up with something, I'm totally down." But he's very awesome in that sense. He's very supportive on that front as well.
Uh, all right, so I'm going to kind of put you on spot here for a minute. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. Are you familiar with the song "Amazing Grace"?
Yes.
Can you give us a little bit of "Amazing Grace"? One of the best songs ever.
Oh no. Okay. I didn't bring water or nothing. Oh
Well,
no.
this will trust me. I learned this the hard way. If you can do it, and it's half as good as what most people think, it's going to go a long way because the people who watch this show, it's a good way of showing them. I'll just say it like that.
Okay. Oh no. I wasn't prepared for this one. I'm so nervous.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm. Mm. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Was
All
that enough?
right. That was phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. See that?
Oh, I'm gonna go back and watch that and say no.
Well, we are our own worst critics, but trust me, you did good.
Thank you.
That's the thing about an actor, actress, a singer is you got to be prepared for
Hmm.
anything to happen at any given point. And that's why I kind of every now and then I don't do it with everybody because I think the forefront should be the people who don't take this wrong way, a little lesser known,
Hmm.
you know. But I'm not saying you're lesser known because
No,
trust
I
me.
completely understand. I'm not. It's totally fine.
But the fact that you just did that and you nailed it, and you almost took us to church, you
Thank
know.
you.
I mean, that speaks volumes of your character because you're not afraid to try it. That speaks volumes of who you are as an actress because again, you're not afraid to try it. And it also shows at the top of everything, you're willing to take a risk. So my
Well,
hat's off to
thank
you.
you. I appreciate that so much. That's so kind.
Oh yeah. Uh okay, not gonna put you on spot no more, maybe. I don't know.
Thank
No.
you.
uh what would be if you could direct a movie, what would be your opus as a director?
Ooh. Like genre, characters, what are we talking about here?
All right, so I'll put you on spot. Genre horror,
Genre horror.
character mean girl.
Okay.
Nope, nope. Genre horror, character legally blonde. Story Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Wait, what? I'm so sorry. I did not hear that last thing at all.
Uh, the story would be kind of reminiscent of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I'm so sorry. I can't hear you. I'm so confused.
All right. Uh, have you seen Wayne's World?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
I saw the first one.
so a horror version of Wayne's World with a character based off of Legally Blonde. Who would you cast? What kind of horror movie would it be? And what kind of story would you tell?
Oh my. Okay. Um, who would I cast? Oh no. David Howard Thornton and Kaylee Spaney. That's the girl that played Priscilla. I just remembered. Okay, so I cast those two. They're forefront in my mind, and I know they could do it. Um, and then like the storyline.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna do like a buddy cop meets just gore fest.
All right.
Like kind of Pulp Fiction-esque. But that's the direction I would take that in. A lot of little comedic bits just sprinkled in there because I know David Howard Thornton would just kill that. Um, that's what I would do.
Uh, that's phenomenal. I actually put you on spot twice. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just so confused for like the first minute.
Oh no, trust me, I made it confusing. uh so going into the future, do you want to do everything that's in the entertainment world? That's, direct, act, produce, or just everything, and then do you find yourself sometimes taking yourself back and saying, "This is what I want to do now"?
I will always accept, if the opportunity to direct a film, which would be crazy, like ever arose, I would absolutely take that opportunity. I think that'd be so much fun. But I do think that acting will always be like my center. Um, and singing as well, but acting and singing kind of go hand in hand, or at least they can sometimes. So I'm gonna like put them together. But I would take any opportunity to produce, direct, anything like that. But acting will always be my center, I feel.
Oh yeah. And do you find sometimes you have to unplug and kind of take you, because you said you're taking some time off now, but I think that's for school. But
Mhm.
I mean, I could be wrong.
No, you're right. You're right.
Do you ever find that you've had that long day or that long week and you just have to take yourself out of the equation for a day or two to kind of revitalize yourself and get yourself amped up to get right back into it?
Absolutely. I mean, as an actor, you're constantly facing rejection. Like, I think it's like you get 100 no's before you get one yes. That it's some kind of statistic like that. Um, but yeah, there's definitely times where, you just get cut after cut after cut after cut, and you just gotta kind of like sit back and be like, okay, it's not me. Like, I just gotta keep going. The right thing will find me. I know I don't suck. It's just I'm not right for them.
Oh yeah.
But there's definitely times you just need to like take a step back and look at the full picture in that sense for sure.
Oh yeah. Uh so if there was something that you can go back and tell 10-year-old you that you didn't know then that you know now, what would you do? Or what would you say?
Um, 10-year-old me was pretty smart. I'm not gonna lie. She was constantly learning.
That's a
She
good
was
thing.
she was constantly watching YouTube videos, how to do runs, how to belt, how to cry on cue. So I would just tell her to watch even more of those videos, honestly, put more time into it. But I don't know, 10-year-old me was pretty smart.
Well, I the thought just crossed my mind because you said you could cry on pretty much demand. I'm not gonna make you do that. I'm not gonna ask you to do that. uh no, it's the thing is when you, especially at a young age like that, when you have the noble thought that this is what you want to do and you start learning it at a young age, by the time you get 20, 25, 30, 35, you're at a point now to where you feel comfortable with what you're doing. The only thing you're not comfortable with like you said, would be the rejection because you're not used to that, you know? And
Mhm.
the thing is I have a motto. I mean, I don't really tell it to too many people because it's just something that I follow myself. No is not an option,
Mhm.
you know? And my wife, she tells me sometimes, just remember your motto, you know? And I'm like, all right, you know, you want to be my center, you want to be my rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, but my rock. You're more than welcome. uh, but no, I want to say for you, I think that your journey from young to now, and you're still young, trust me, you're still young, but younger you to now, I think that you driven the path that you have definitely carved out for yourself. And I don't think you're ever going to stray from that, which is awesome. So,
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm working towards it. I really am.
oh yeah. So favorite movie soundtrack?
Ooh, favorite movie soundtrack. I will say in the car, my boyfriend, because I'm a passenger princess, so he controls the music. He's been listening to Stranger Things just over and over and over, and I love it. I'm obsessed with it. Also, Summer of '84. Have you seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that soundtrack's phenomenal. Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Um, for sure. Yeah, those are like my top two right now, I feel like. We've also been watching Breaking Bad. The Breaking Bad soundtrack is phenomenal as well. Sorry, you asked for one, I gave you three, but
Hey, it's all good. Uh, my wife, for some reason, whenever we're going on a long ride, she will also listen to certain things, and she kind of makes her own playlist. And the first song every time we get in a car is "Never Ending Story" from Stranger Things.
oh, that's awesome.
She's like, "You're gonna sing it with me." I was like, "Okay, well, you know, I'm glad I'm deaf in this here." So, but that's awesome that you guys listen to that. But so I'm going to give you the floor for a couple minutes to plug your socials, where people can or cannot reach out to you, where they can see your stuff, or just kind of keep track of what you got going on and what you got coming up, and just
Mhm.
anything you want to plug, even if it's your boyfriend's music, anything you want to plug.
Absolutely. Okay. So I know my Instagram handle is Candle, so CANDLE.LIL. So that's my Instagram. I should probably change that to my real name. That's been that since high school. But that's how that is. And then I believe on my Facebook, it's just my name, just Kendall Little, KENDALLLATTLE. Um, but yeah, I Oh, and then my boyfriend. His name's Brad Huffman. He's amazing. But he is releasing sort of an 80s inspired album. It should be coming sometime next month. We don't have an exact release date yet, but it's called Memories. It's phenomenal. It has a story that goes with it. If you want to go to his social, it's just Bradley Keith Huffman. And you can see this little synopsis that the album is based off. But it's great, and everyone should go check it out.
All right, I'm definitely going to check it out because I just love music.
Perfect.
And I grew up in the '80s, so if trust me, that's you're speaking to like younger me, and he's getting excited. So,
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
oh yeah. Uh, so before we go, because we're kind of coming to the end of the show, I do want to give you this opportunity to kind of just promote yourself on what you're looking for, kind of like what direction you want to go in and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is the first time I'm letting anybody kind of go ahead and promote themselves because you've earned it, you deserve it. I put you on point two times. It's yours.
Thank you so much. I mean, the direction I want to go in is endless. Obviously, you mean like genre? Is that what you're looking for?
Anything and everything.
Anything and everything. Okay, well, obviously, like I said, I have a huge love of horror, huge love of thriller. I thrive in drama. Drama's always had a special place in my heart. Um, but really, commercials. I also love commercials. I mean, I know that's kind of boring, but I do. I love commercials. But really anything and everything. I'm down. If you want to put me in a comedy, I'll do a comedy. I mean, I'm down to try absolutely anything, and I'll put my whole heart and soul into it, I promise.
Oh yeah. Uh, well, I do want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Uh, It has been an honor and a privilege, and I thank you for stepping up to the two challenges I put you to, and you've passed them famously. So, I
Thank
mean,
you.
you got trust me when you were singing. I used to go to church when I was a kid. I was like, all right, you're taking me back to church. So,
Thank you.
and
That's so nice.
but you have been a rock star of a person, a rock star of a guest. But most importantly, I want to thank you for being who you are and not changing for anyone because at the end of the day, you can't be happy unless you're happy with yourself.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Stick around for a minute though after we end after we end the show, so I can tell you something. Uh, I normally say everyone stay NC-17 and then say later, but unless you want to sing again, I'll just do the NC-17 stuff.
You can go right on it.
All right, everybody. Until next time, this has been NC-17. Stay lit.